Hi, welcome back to my channel, and our inspiring quote for today is, "I am important." So I hope you enjoy watching today's video. For today's card, I'm going to be doing some printing on my gel press. This is the one that I have. It's an 8x10. Whoops. And I have it stuck. But there we go. And what I do is I put a piece of cardstock behind, underneath. If you can see there. And the reason I do that is, this is my other piece, and what I'm using, it's a watercolour pad, and it's 300 GSM, which is £140. So it's a good heavy water paper cardstock that I'm using, I should say. So I use the one underneath as a guide as to where to put my ink and stuff. It just kind of keeps the placement good, that I'm, not all over the place. The good thing about the larger gel plate is that I can use different size cardstocks on it. Anyway, enough of that. I'm going to be using my Distress ink in Squeezed Lemonade just as my base colour. So I'm coming down, I'm just going to press that just all over the correct area. Get a nice bit of that colour down. And then I'm coming in with my Brayer. And because I have the big jelly plate, then I think it's a 6-inch Brayer that I have. So just smooth that out. And it's just the one colour I'm using on there, because what I'm going to do next is coming in with my Brushos. Now, I'm going to just move that over the time being. Using two of my Brusho powders. I'm using a leaf green and a brilliant red, and what I'm doing is I'm going to pop just a little bit of that down, just a tiny bit more of the red there. Yeah, that's better. And I'm just putting a drop of water in just to activate the powders. You get beautiful colour from these Brusho powders. They're really strong. So that's how I've mixed them, and I'm coming back with my gel plate, and I'm going to dip my brush in here, and I'm just going to tap it lightly just to transfer some of those little droplets. Might come in and get another bit. Yeah. So I'm just washing that off, and I'm coming in then, and I'm going to pick up some of the red. And I'm doing the same. Now I'd like some larger, yeah. Depends on how heavy you are. You can sprinkle it lightly like that, or you can give it a good old splatter. Bit more. Yeah, there's some nicer large drops there. And I think I'm going to come back in, just clean that off and get some more of that green. There we go. I don't want to make it too muddy. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So just going to move this out of the way. give this area a little bit of a wipe down because the splatters kind of end up everywhere. And next I'm coming in with my cardstock. Already has a few splatters on, but look, not to worry. And I'm using the rough side of this because it has a smooth side and a rough side. I just like the rough side. So I'm using the piece underneath as a guide as to where to place my cardstock. Just going to give it a good rub all around. And I could come in and use my brayer and go over it if I wanted. But I kind of like to feel where I'm hitting it with my hand, as silly as that might sound, but that's just how I like it. And I know I'm making a mess, but nobody's going to see the back. Here, let's see. Now, just making sure that I hit it everywhere. And I'm just going to grab the end of it there. And look at that for a background, isn't that lovely? Yeah, I'm very pleased with that. And I love the light colour behind. That's exactly what I was looking for. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this stamp. It was a Temu one that I ordered there not that long back. Oops. And it's like a French script writing that's on it. So what I want to do with that is I'm popping it onto my large acrylic block. And I want to come in with my Mementos in the brown. It's a rich cocoa. Just going to ink that up. Just figuring out whether I had it upside down or not there. Anyway, I'm coming in up here and I'm just going to pop that down. And as you can see, it's not perfect, but that's fine. Sorry. Just going to ink it up again. Just going to continue with it up here. So I'm covering the entire background of this card with the script. Yeah, quite pleased with that. My lid back on there. And next I'm coming in with my stamping platform. So I want to pop that into the corner there. And where are we? I'm going to be using these beautiful Lavinia Stamps. That's the little fairy, it's just Fairytale, it's called, that one. And I've got this little kind, you know, the wish, because she's got the little wishes here and the large one. So I'm going to be using that as well. So I'm going to pop Fairytale just, I think, there around the middle. And I'm going to pick her up. And I want to ink her up in the Versafine Claire Nochturn. And the reason I went brown with the script writing is so that the fairy will pop more. Now, because this, I've used the textured side of that cardstock, I'm going to have to do it a few times, but look, that's what the stamping platform is for. And I quite like the textured background personally. I know the smooth stuff, you'll get a more crisp stamped image. But I just like the, you know, the overall finish of the bit of texture there. Yeah, getting there. Maybe one more go and that'll be it. You can always come along with your little black pen if there's any little bits there anyway. You know. No, I'm not going to do the second generation. I think I'm kind of liking it. Just, it's creating a bit of a foreground there. Kind of like the bit of depth in it, if I'm honest. So next I'm coming in with the Fairy Bonnet set by Lavinia. And I'm going to pop that back into the corner there. So let's see. Maybe pop that one there. Now I'm going to have to pull this actually down, because otherwise, I don't know if you can see, the top there has a rim and it'll get caught in the stamps. I'll push it in all right, but just pop that there. Yeah, that's fine. Pick them up, and I'm going to ink them up in the Twilight. It's that dark navy blue colour. me see, just that one there again. Yep. So because I'm using the platform, I'm going to have to clean them off before I move them, otherwise the ink will go everywhere. Just takes a minute anyway. Now, so perfect. So let me see. So I'm thinking I might just clean that off. Will I or won't I? The decisions. No, sometimes you can overdo it, and it's nice to be able to see the bit of script behind, I guess. So let's pop our lid back on. And we'll remove this. So the next thing I want to do is I just want to kind of frame it. So let's see what colour will I use for that. And I think, yeah, I'm going to use the Versafine Claire in the Rainforest. Just get my brush. And like I've said before, it just frames it nicely if you put a deeper colour around the edges. Only takes a second. It's just really hitting it with the brush. I like to come in a little bit more on the corners. Oops. Yeah, it kind of gives it a dreamy effect, I think, as well, doesn't it? Now, I've just cleaned up my background there, and what I'm doing is I'm coming in just with this little black, very thin nibbed pen, and I want to add a few more of these little wishes in. I'm just going to draw them in by hand. I mean, how difficult can they be to do? They may not look exactly the same as the others, but I think they'll be all right. And I guess the good thing about drawing them is I can do them in whatever direction I want as well. And I can get the right size because I don't have a stamp that's around that size. Yeah, just one more I think there. Yeah, I think that's okay. And I'm going to come in now with just my Sticles. This one is actually a Dovecraft glitter glue. And I want to put a bit of that on her wings. And they're the little things that kind of, they finish it off, you know. It's a beautiful sunny day here today. Hopefully it's going to last. I believe it's meant, today is Friday, the 15th. So Sunday, St. Patrick's Day here. And I believe it's meant to rain tomorrow and it's meant to be dry again for Sunday. But yeah, as everyone knows, that can change as well. Well, one can only hope. I'm not going to the parades or anything, but look, for the people that are going in and people putting the effort in, I would always hope that they get some sort of decent weather. We always say here in Ireland that St. Patrick's Day comes at the wrong time of year because the weather is always bad. You know, it would be nice kind of if we had it maybe in June or July, which probably sounds silly, but anyway, enough of that. Back onto my Sticles, and this is the Xmas Red, it's called. And I want to just come in and pop a couple of little bits of that here and there. Just on these little, the seed heads. A little bit there around the middle. Just give it a bit of sparkle, and I'm going to put some more here and there as well on those. And I'm realising, looking at it now, that I've been very patriotic. I've done it in the colour of the Irish flag, which is green, white and gold, especially for St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, that's quite nice. I don't know if you can... Sun is out at the moment, so it's kind of... it's throwing shadows. Maybe you can see it, but I'm not sure there with the camera. It's hard to tell. But anyway, I'm going to have to leave that dry for a minute. And I just want to come in. Let me see. Just a piece of paper there. That I want to come in, and I can't do it that way because this is still wet. But look. Sure that this will be fine. I'm just using that same brush that I used to do around the edge, and I'm not re-inking it. There'll be enough ink on there to do what I want. Look, let's bring it the whole way out, I think. Just to create a little bit of grounding, as I like to say, for my fairy. And I might come in and add another little bit of a hill there. Yeah. It just adds a little, just a little something. It's not a whole lot, but I think it makes a difference. Yeah. So I've decided to pull down my blind there and use the artificial lighting because I don't know how good you're able to see that, but I think you can definitely see the bits of red and sparkly bits, the green and that now. So what I need to do next is I need to leave this dry and come back and put it onto my card base. And for my card base, again, I have, just because these pieces of the watercolour pad, the size that they come in is the A5. So what I do is I use an A4 sheet of heavy cardstock, the 300 GSM. I score it and fold it, and with this, before I use the watercolour cardstock, I just trim it down kind of 1/8 of an inch. This, you know, on the bottom and along here. So then it just gives me a little bit of framing around, as you can see, and that's all that that's about. But anyway, when that's dry, I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back and I'm going to mount it onto my card base. So I've gone ahead and I've done that. I've mounted it onto my card base with a bit of double-sided tape, and the next thing I'm doing is I'm just coming in with my white little detail pen, and the little fairy has this little you can see a little bow, I think, or something in her hair, a little star in her hair. I just want to come in and just add to that a little bit to make it stand out more. I think it's nice. And then I'm coming in down here as well with these little, I'm calling them wishes, they're seed heads, but we always called them wishes when we were kids. You picked them up and blew on them. I don't know if you did that as well. But if you blew on them and all the stuff blows away, you can make a wish. So we always refer to them as wishes. There, so I think that that's just, oh, hold on, I've missed one little, well, two little pieces there. There we go. I think that it just adds a little bit of something to it and gives it a nice finish. So that's my finished card. I hope you've enjoyed watching. And if you have, please like and subscribe. Thank you as always.